Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the combination of the LR Golden Frieza and the LR Strength Final Form Cooler. Now this combination is a pretty fun combination. The reason I'm kind of looking at it again is obviously there's movie bosses, new lead come out, and I still think it's a pretty viable combination for the majority of the game. I recently beat the Omega Shenron event with it, and got almost at the end of the Fusion's Master event with it, so I thought, let me showcase it. I mean, I probably could have beat the Fusion's Master with another try, but the point is I thought it was a pretty fun combo. Now, it's not a combo that's new, and there's a couple of things about it that obviously don't work, and there's a couple of things about it that do work. For the 9th anniversary, chances are they probably won't last for power creep, but they're still a hell of a fun combination to run. Now, one of the caveats, which I'm kind of showcasing straight away, Cooler needs big bet bosses. He feeds off of big bet bosses. It's one of those primary links for him. Frieza, unfortunately, fulfills every other major link for him except for big bet bosses. So it's the only real situation or downside to their combo. The rest, they have a very good synergy with, but you're going to need to float a unit that has big bet bosses so that they can fuel Cooler. If you don't have that big red bosses, Cooler's own performance is going to diminish. Now, fortunately, that's not a problem at all with this team. So it's a very solvable issue, but it's something that I need to kind of point out because don't want people to just pair the two of them together, not get Cooler's big red bosses, and then think, wow, my Cooler's not really hitting as hard as the one in this video. You need to kind of get those things done. Now, aside from that, the combo works great. Cooler, as for all intents and purposes, is a second slot unit. That's not anything new. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. Cooler is still a great damage dealer as well. We're talking like 10 million, followed by 3, sometimes even 4, 5, 6 million attack stats, and that's mine, which only has a dupe in him, not Rainbow level. Of course, link leveling does matter, but Cooler's really wrapped nicely by this AGL Golden Frieza. Now, AGL Golden Frieza, he starts with 90% damage reduction, so he's quite tanky, and then he slowly becomes less tanky in theory because he's losing damage reduction. He does gain defense after getting hit a certain amount of times, and becomes quite strong, like defensively, and he still gets down to like a 30% damage reduction level. So it's not like he loses everything. He still stays, quite consistently strong, just isn't necessarily as crazily strong as he was in the beginning, at least defensively. Attack stat wise, Frieza does pretty well, and both of them have some pretty cool active skills. Frieza's also does some pretty good damage. It also triggers an extra defense buff for him, and Cooler's as well also does big damage. It sets him up for some huge damage, and also provides an interrupt. So between the two of them, you actually have a lot of damage kind of preloaded. We're talking, like, depending on your dupes, of course, but assuming you have like me with one dupe in each, we're talking 8-9 million on Frieza's first attack, which will be followed by a guaranteed additional once he's been hit a certain number of times. And then Cooler, you're looking at, depending on support, anywhere between 10 to 12 million, again followed by multiple super attacks. And Cooler's defense can get pretty high after his super attacks. I mean, we're talking about a unit that can get up to 700, 800k. Now, back in the day, that was huge. Obviously, now, it's not so big. Like, it's not, back in the day, it was like, wow. Now it's like, okay, that's good. And it is still good, It's definitely not bad in any way, shape, or form. He's also got attack lowering, which is very useful in a ton of content. And so does Frieza. So, the two of them have a really nice combination going, and they have a really nice kind of metric of working together, which I think overall comes together quite nicely. I think for a lot of events they're a fantastic duo, and with the advent of another 200% lead in the form of Rudagon, the team has a little better synergy. What do they need? I think for me, what Movie Bosses needs, probably a good support. Janemba is probably the closest, I would say, to having a great support, and he is a great support, but I think it would really help them out. That, and also I think Frieza could potentially need, like, a 2-turn buffing unit would be pretty good for movie bosses. Yeah, if you look at like a strength bomber, for example, and how much she changes Earthbred fighters and those units' attack stats by giving them that 2-turn buff, I think that would be something super helpful to the movie bosses team. Now, of course, Frieza's looking pretty good, Strength Coolers looking pretty good, and their damage is really, really solid. In terms of the super hard content right now on Global, they can do all of it. I have managed, like I said, to beat most of these events. Fusion's Master, I think, yeah, you definitely could beat. You probably just need to use a support memory or something to give them that boost. And they do fortunately both benefit from that boost. But yeah, really fun combo.